Hey everyone, welcome to From Distal Dawn. My name's Steve and today I've just got a simple pickups video for you. So these are the titles that I've picked up over the last month, 6 weeks or so. I thought it was going to be a quick video, but I'm just looking at the pile in front of me and yeah, there's a few more than I thought. But we'll rattle straight through them. Some of them you might have seen before, including the first one I'm going to show you, which is the Spotlight Collection from Steven Spielberg. So this is an Amazon exclusive. It contains 8 steelbooks of Spielberg's films, going from Jaws all the way up to War of the Worlds. They're all in these lovely steelbooks with the black frame and a little quote on the back featuring the original artwork. This is a wonderful, wonderful set. As I say, Amazon exclusive in the US, but you can pick it up from Amazon.com in the UK. This was an easy pickup for me because I don't own many Spielberg on 4K. Out of this, I've watched Saving Private Ryan and Jurassic Park, both fantastic. So that is the Spotlight Collection from Steven Spielberg. Next up is another Amazon US exclusive, and that is the Rambo collection from Lionsgate. So this 4K edition has got all 5 films in. It comes in this lovely box. Really nice artwork on it. It's got a little gate that I can't open there, and then we've got like a digipack housing all the discs in here. These are new transfers. They all contain Dolby Vision. We've got Dolby Atmos soundtracks on there as well. I've watched so far 1 to 3 on these and they're all fantastic. Part 2 looks amazing, and part 1 you forget just how good that film is. What I will say about this is I've only had it 2, maybe 3 weeks. It's only been sat on the shelf already. There's some horrible shelfware on there, and also if you can see there, peeling off. So for 100 quid, must do better. But that is the Rambo collection from Lionsgate via Amazon US. Another release that I've done an unboxing video on is Scream Factory's Day of the Dead. Now, loads has been said about this. There's loads of videos out there going on about the audio tracks, the video transfer quality of the 4K image, the fact that it's taken from an into positive and not the original camera negative, people demanding a disc replacement scheme from Scream Factory. Whether that will happen, I doubt it very much. I actually think this is a pretty good release. Overall, it's it's Day of the Dead from George Romero. We love it. I'm sure that we are going to get a UK release from this. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be from Second Sight, and I'm also pretty sure that I'm going to pick that one up as well. But for now, this will do just fine. So that's Day of the Dead from Scream Factory. I haven't picked up much from Arrow Video recently, but that's probably going to change this month, July. There's a lot of decent releases coming out, both in the UK and in the US and Canada. But one thing that I did pick up recently was upgrading my Blu-ray copy of Nightbreed to the Special Edition 4K release, which contains both the theatrical cut and the director's cut. Both of those are in 4K. Once you've seen the director's cut, you're not going to go back to the theatrical cut. It's a lot closer to Clive Barker's original vision. Not quite everything in there, but it's certainly a much more coherent story, and it focuses more on the monsters that Clive Barker originally wanted the story to play out like. So that is Nightbreed from Arrow. Now this I ordered way back in January when the pre-order first went up. It has been delayed a couple of times, but finally has been released, and that is the Universal Monsters and Curiosities set from Umbrella Entertainment. Now, as we've come to expect from Umbrella, you get a beautiful slip box with it, which is absolutely rock solid. Lovely spot glossing on the front there and on the side, and we've also got a nice image on the back there. Now, I will take you inside this. I won't do a full unboxing, but along with a really lovely hardback book, which is very reminiscent of the ones that you get in the imprint editions. But this is great, and yeah, this passes the smell test as well. The little card there, this is limited to 2,000 copies. Don't know if you can see that because of the light there. And I've got 921. Ubiquitous art cards. These are actually not up to Umbrella's usual quality. They're a little flimsy, but there's some fairly nice stills from a lot of the films that are included in this set. And then you get the set itself presented in this lovely wallet. Now, I'm not a massive fan of these sorts of designs usually, but Umbrella have gone and they've pulled out all the stops on this, and it's actually a really lovely design. And you can see there that you get a little rundown of the two films, discs there that are in the sleeves. So you're probably best, what I always do with editions that are packed in sleeves like this, I buy the little anti-static, the little plastic pouches that you get for CDs. You can get like 100 for a £5 on Amazon, and I generally will put all the discs in there just so that it stops you getting scratches when you're taking them in and out. So some titles that I'm really excited about: Phantom of the Opera in here, getting the 1925 Lon Chaney one. One that I'm really pleased to have on Blu-ray is The Man Who Laughs with Conrad Veidt in. As we go through, you've got a bunch of the more obscure Frankenstein films. Then, as we're going through, and again, you're getting write-ups on all the films. Tower of London in there as well. All in all, in this collection, you've got 19 discs with 45 films on. This is a tremendous collection. Can't wait to get stuck into this. The advantage of this one, of course, is that a lot of the films are only like an hour long anyway, so you can absolutely smash through them. But this is a really, really solid set, beautifully presented from Umbrella. So that is their Universal Monsters and Curiosities set. Next up are a couple of really nice sets from Radiance. I've got the Japanese Godfather. That's the trilogy, so obviously parts 1 to 3. And also, which I haven't opened yet, but I'm really looking forward to getting into this one, is a 4K and Blu-ray set of the Underworld Chronicles. These are some of Takashi Miike's triad Yakuza films. If you're not familiar with Takashi Miike, as Samuel L. Jackson says in Jurassic Park, hold on to your butts. This is a collection of 3 films. Yeah, 3 films. Early ones from Takashi Miike. He's one of the most prolific directors you'll ever find. If you look at his filmography on IMDb, put a couple of days aside to read through that. But he takes on everything from kind of Yakuza triad stuff through to really extreme horror. Arrow have just released Audition on 4K, which is another one that I want to pick up. But Miike also did things like Ichi the Killer as well. He is a very, very talented guy, and some of it goes really to the extreme. So looking forward to getting into this. So that is the Underworld Chronicles from Takashi Miike on Radiance. Next is something a little different. One of my favourite films that you may be able to tell from the end credits and the overall feel of From Dusk Till Dawn is The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982. Recently, Creative EC released The Thing Expanded. This is a 5.5 hour documentary all about The Thing. It's like crowdfunded to get these produced. It arrives in a lovely soft touch slip. As I say, it's on Blu-ray. There's your Blu-ray. You also get a nice little booklet in here, a little certificate there. I can't actually remember what this was limited to, but you also get a lovely couple of posters, really nice high quality posters, and a certificate of authenticity. I absolutely adore The Thing. I'm not entirely sure what else there is left to say. There has been a lot of documentaries, and including the original one from the DVD release, Terror Takes Shape, which I think is still an amazing documentary. But 5.5 hours featuring all the major players from it, including John Carpenter, Kurt Russell, Keith David. You've got super fans in there as well. So really looking forward to seeing what this is all about. Creative VC have done some really great things like Aliens Expanded, which I've got. They've just done a reprint of that. I've got a copy of that on the way. And the In Search of Darkness horror series. So should be good stuff. And that is The Thing Expanded. Going back down under, but to imprint this time and via Vision, we have The Boys from Brazil, released on Blu-ray. I absolutely love this film. If you have not seen this, this is an absolute cracker. Amazing cast in it. As you can see there, we've got Gregory Peck, Laurence Olivier's in this, Denham Elliott, James Mason, Police Academy's Steve Guttenberg. This is a story about Joseph Mengele, or Mengele, who was the angel of death at Auschwitz, and it's all about basically Nazi war criminals being found in Brazil, still carrying on their disgusting experiments, and they've basically tried to clone Hitler. So they've kept his DNA and they're creating clones of him, and you've basically got some Nazi hunters that are going after Joseph Mengele. So it's on Blu-ray. There's the original artwork from it. This, as I say, is an absolutely wonderful film. The cast is superb in it. Laurence Olivier, who was quite ill when he was making this, got an Academy Award nomination for it. Gregory Peck playing a villain. He's great as well. I would urge you to go and see this. This is The Boys from Brazil from Imprint. Sticking with Imprint and via Vision, one of their latest releases is the 4K of The Ninth Gate, starring Johnny Depp. This is Roman Polanski's satanic thriller that is not Rosemary's Baby. I have not seen this as yet. I'm always a little bit funny with Polanski's films, but you know, let's not get into that right now. I am looking forward to seeing this because, again, Johnny Depp, I don't think he gives too many bad performances. This is from 1999, I think. So it's before he kind of went into that autopilot Jack Sparrow family-friendly one, so he's still taking risks and stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing this one. And also alongside this is 1408, which comes in this lovely lenticular case. There we go. This is also a 4K starring Samuel L. Jackson and John Cusack, based on a Stephen King story about a haunted hotel room, The Wonderful 1408. Now, a film that I haven't seen in a long time, and I'm talking the VHS days, and I think I've only seen it once before, is The Burbs, with Tom Hanks, Joe Dante's film from 1989. This is the Shout Factory 4K. I know that this is a big favourite with Keith over at Euphoria Pictures. You might have seen us on the stream the other night. We had a little bit of a chat. I think The Burbs was mentioned. I watched this over the weekend. I don't know why I'd only watched it once before. It is a wonderful dark comedy with some really great bits in it. Now, pick up for a film that I've only seen once before and I haven't seen in a good few decades, since the VHS days, is Joe Dante's The Burbs, starring Tom Hanks. This is the 4K from Shout Factory. I know that Keith over on Euphoria Pictures, this is a huge favourite with him. He's already done a video on this. This was a wonderful experience. revisiting this film, and the transfer is superb. But I had forgotten just how funny this film is and how dark it gets in places. And the less said about squishy sardines, the better. But that's The Burbs from Joe Dante on 4K from Shout Factory. Also, while I was on the stream with Keith over at Euphoria Pictures the other night, Keith mentioned Ben-Hur. I was not going to pick this up, but I know that Keith was so impressed with it. He actually went out to buy a bigger TV to really appreciate the film. That was good enough for me, so I've managed to pick up. I thought this was out of print already, but this is the 4K collector's edition of Ben-Hur from Warner Brothers. I've not opened this as yet, but it's got a lovely steelbook in there. Keith did an unboxing of this, so you should have all seen that, I'm sure. But I mean, what can you say? It's Ben-Hur, it's Charlton Heston, it's a classic. So looking forward to actually watching this. I've avoided this over the years because it kind of reminded me as almost like a punishment when you're a kid. You'd have to watch this like on a Sunday afternoon with your grandparents. But you know, what do you know when you're 8 years old? So Ben-Hur 4K from Warner Brothers. Looking forward to this a lot. So finally we come to the steelbooks that I've picked up in the last few weeks. I mentioned Kurt Russell earlier on from The Thing Expanded. I will always mention Kurt Russell. But again, we've got some more Kurt on 4K with the steelbook of Escape from LA. Not Carpenter's finest hour, but it's great seeing Kurt Russell back as Snake Plissken. This is actually, give this another go. It's not as bad as you remember, apart from the the surfing scene. That cannot be saved. But this is actually a really nice steelbook, to be honest. It's like a comic book representation of, it's like a drawing on the front, and then you've got the LA map on the back with some nice little highlights there. Unfortunately, you can't say the same for the disc. They've not really made any effort whatsoever there. But it's a really solid transfer and a very solid disc. So that is Escape from LA on 4K Steelbook. Next up on Steelbook is a film that I still haven't seen as yet. Just looking for the right opportunity. But it is One Battle After Another. The Academy Award winning One Battle After Another. And again, this Steelbook, I thought it was an HMV exclusive, but I think it is available from elsewhere. But it comes with 3 discs, including your 4K and Blu-ray, and a little picture booklet as well. So really looking forward to getting into this. I'm not the world's biggest Paul Thomas Anderson fan. Boogie Nights, I think, is probably my favourite film of his that I've seen. To my shame, I've still not seen There Will Be Blood. I've got a feeling if I watch that, that may well become my favourite. But very much looking forward to getting into this. That's One Battle After Another, 4K Steelbook. Now, I've been looking forward to getting this on 4K for a long time. It must be fate that I held off getting anything before now, because just released today and landing on my doormat is the 45th anniversary Steelbook edition of Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead, which is one of my favourite horror films of all time. As you can see there, this is a really quite a nice Steelbook. I would have preferred the original artwork with that, but this actually looks really quite nice. On the back, we've got Ash there with his boomstick. There's some quite nice sort of highlights the way that this Steelbook is finished there. Again, 4K and Blu-ray. Not much more to be said. This is The Evil Dead. Join us. Sticking with Sam Raimi, I've also been on a bit of a Scream Factory binge in the last month or so, and I picked up the Steelbook of Darkman, which I think is a really underrated film. This is the film that where you saw the real comic book chops of Sam Raimi, which I really believe that helped him get Spider-Man. I think this is a really, really fun film with Liam Neeson in and Frances McDormand. It's a shame that it didn't become bigger than it was. I know that it spawned 2 sequels, but I think this is really, really good. I like this a lot. There's a lot of innovative Sam Raimi camera work in there, as you would expect, but it's just a good time. It's just good fun. And this Steelbook at first glance looks really quite plain, but as you can see there, as I'm catching the light with it, it's actually really nice design. So that is Darkman from Scream Factory. Also, sticking with Scream Factory and Sam Raimi, we get Drag Me to Hell. And this is lovely. Look at the design of this Steelbook. And now we've got the horror hag on the back. Such a good, fun film. Very, very different take for Sam Raimi. It's not as hardcore as, say, The Evil Dead. However, this does contain the theatrical and unrated cut. So it's like the PG-13 and the R-rated or unrated. Go for that. It does hit harder and is a lot more fun. The gross out gags are much better. This elements of this creep into Send Help, which is Raimi's last film, which is really, really good fun as well. Loads of vibes of Drag Me to Hell in that. But yeah, a really good time. And it's got Justin Longin, who always just makes me smile anyway. So that is Drag Me to Hell from Sam Raimi. Next up from Scream Factory are a couple of films that are double dips for me. I've got the slip cover versions of the 4Ks. When I saw the design of these Steelbooks, I couldn't pass them up. The fact that they're both really good, fun films as well, just added to that. So the first up is the wonderful Alligator from 1980. And look at that Steelbook. Look, as you bend the light, you've got those alligator scales on it. Let's just open it right out there, look. How good is that? That's just awesome. This is a 3-disc set, 4K, Blu-ray, and extras up the yin-yang. Seriously, for a creature feature, for a Jaws rip-off, if you've not seen it, give Alligator a go. It's got a wonderful script and a brilliant performance. It's got brilliant performances from everyone, really. The cast is so solid in this. But Robert Forster, who most people probably now would know through his Oscar-nominated turn in Jackie Brown for Tarantino. Absolute stalwart of kind of 70s and 80s exploitation cinema. And he's great in Alligator. So that's Alligator 4K Steelbook from Scream Factory. So sticking with Scream Factory Steelbooks, and another really good, just fun film, really nice black comedy, with some pretty sick ideas in as well. It's Motel Hell. This film, also from 1980. I mean, what a Steelbook this is. Look at that. Look at the design on that. That is just awesome. This is a 2-disc 4K set. If you've not seen this, this is a really black comedy about a farmer who makes his own barbecue. That might sound slightly familiar, particularly when you see a chainsaw on the cover. But as it says there, it takes all kind of critters to make Farmer Vincent's fritters. You know what's going into the barbecue, what's going into the fritters there. This also features a early appearance from John Ratzenberger, who was Cliff in Cheers and provided the voice for many Pixar characters, including the pig in Toy Story. A really wonderful black comedy, great film, lovely looking Steelbook. Motel Hell from Scream Factory. So the next film that I've got from Scream Factory is another 4K Steelbook, and it is another double dip, but this was a double dip out of necessity, and it is Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs, which again is in a lovely Steelbook. I'll just open that out so that you can see that there. And the reason that this was a necessary double dip, the original 4K release of this, just the normal slip version and the standard version without the slip, the 4K was not region free, it was region locked. which is a real sketchy move from Scream Factory. So thankfully it's all sorted out on this one. The 4K on the Steelbook version of People Under the Stairs is region free. It's not the best 4K you'll ever see, better than the Blu-ray, and it's just a film that was really way ahead of its time, and is one of Wes Craven's most underappreciated, I think. Everett McGill in this, if you do not laugh at his performance, there's something wrong with you. He is fantastic. So yeah, highly recommended. Had a lovely addition. People Under the Stairs, 4K Steelbook from Scream Factory. Next up is a Steelbook that Marty from Man Marty's Movie Reviews has featured. It's not really unusual for Marty to feature Steelbooks. The guy's got an incredible collection of them. But it is John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness on 4K. And again, this is a lovely looking Steelbook with some lovely artwork. It's got some lovely highlights. I don't know if it's really picking it up because of the light there, but hopefully it is. This is the final part. No, it's not. It's the middle part, beg your pardon, of Carpenter's Apocalypse trilogy with The Thing, Prince of Darkness, and In the Mouth of Madness. This is one of his bleaker efforts, Carpenter's bleaker efforts, and definitely underrated. It's a film that, with every viewing for me, it sort of grows. Donald Pleasance is great value in this. You've also got Alice Cooper popping up in here as well, so you know that's got to give it an extra half a star. But yeah, it's one of those that is just, for a John Carpenter film, it's really unsettling. He does tension very, very well, but in here he does sort of creeping dread as well. So that is Prince of Darkness, 4K Steelbook from Scream Factory. And finally, thank God you're all saying, there were 3 more Scream Factory Steelbooks that I could not pass up. Halloween. That artwork is just terrific. And if you look at it, it's framed that Michael's looking through a window. This is a 2-disc version, which the Slipbox version was 3-disc. So the 3-disc, the Slipbox version does have the extra. I think it's the television cut that's the difference. Just looking at this, yeah, it doesn't seem to contain the TV cut of Halloween, which the first release of it did. So that's the 4K of Halloween from Scream Factory. Naturally, I've got Halloween 2. And again, opening this out, you'll see Michael is framed by a window, and it's the hospital window. You can see the wires from the safety glass in there. Again, wonderful artwork. This is a 3-disc set. It does have the TV edit in here as well. There's a Blu-ray version of the film and the 4K. So that's Halloween 2 from Scream Factory. Just catching the light there. I don't know if you can see, but the blood tears, if you see those, catch the light. They almost look sort of embossed. It's a really nice touch on there. And then best of all, 3, in my opinion anyway, the absolutely superb Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. And this artwork is just gorgeous. And again, they've kept the theme. If you're looking, the border here is the border of the TV. So you've got your silver shamrock mask on there watching the TV, and you all know what that means, right? 2-disc set, 4K and Blu-ray, absolutely gorgeous. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch Steelbook. And there we have it. That's just a few of the titles that I've picked up in the last few weeks. I say just. I thought it was going to be a quick video. I didn't actually realise until I sat down to do this that I've probably bought more than I intended to. That sometimes happens. But it's been a fairly quiet year up until now, for me anyway. So that's quite a few older editions that I've been playing catch up on. Let me know about the newer editions that I featured in there. I'm particularly interested if you guys, any of you, have bought the Rambo set from Amazon US. Have you got similar sort of issues with the package in there? Have you seen the shelf where there's the glue lifting off on that packaging? That's cheesing me off a little bit. I do have mine in a protector now. But still, I think after a couple of weeks to see that sort of thing happen is not on, particularly on an expensive set like that. Have you bought the Spielberg set? Do you think it's overpriced? Do you think it's an unnecessary release? Personally, I'm really pleased with it. But again, let me know. Go on, let me know about Day of the Dead as well. If there's anything left to say about that, I'll be more than happy to have a chat with you about that in the comments. But until next time, as always, thank you so much for your support. Thanks for the continued feedback in the comments section. As I've said before, I'm kind of making this up as I go along. So please let me know if there's things that I'm doing that aren't particularly brilliant, or there's some things that you really like and I should do more of. Please let me know. I should have another video out next week as well. That'll be one of the usual sort of deeper dive looks, so keep an eye out for that one. But until then, thank you so much for watching. My name's Steve. Thanks for watching from Dusk Till Dawn, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.
Well, what do we do?
Why don't we just wait here for a little while? See what happens.